Welcome to today's Uplift yoga class. Today's class is based on mind and body energy, or a practice to increase our mind and body energy. And if you have a block handy, that'd be good to have nearby. But to start off, we're just gonna come to a comfortable seat. Feeling that connection of the body to the earth, the lengthening of the spine, the lifting of the crown. If you like, you can close your eyes or just gaze softly somewhere in front of you. Let the shoulders drop. Let the head come in line with the rest of the spine, resting gently on top of the spinal column in a dignified posture. Just checking in with the breath, noticing the quality of the breath. Noticing whether it's smooth or jagged, deep or shallow, fast or slow. Simply observing without judgment, checking in where you are right now and recognizing that the breath is often a reflection of our energetic state, prana. Check in with the physical body and just notice any places that might need your attention through showing you through pain, strain, illness, or injury, and resolve to take care of your physical body as you move through your practice today, modifying or adjusting anything as needed. And checking out the mental state and notice where the mind has been, where the thoughts have been so far today. Rushing into the future, ruminating on the past, calm in the present. Whatever the mental state, just observe. And finally, the emotional state. How are you feeling today? What might be affecting your mood? And again, just noticing, taking a temperature of yourself, so to speak. So today's practice on energy, I'm going to start off by reading from the Radiance Sutras, one of the sutras translation. Contemplate the entire universe as a magic show on the grandest scale imaginable. Fabulous art, an immense painting in motion. God is a magician whirling galaxies of fire, juggling atoms, planets, and us. Everything is fleeting. Meditating on this magic, great happiness arises in the heart. So I encourage you to feel yourself as a part of that great magic show, that juggling of energy. And think about what you are giving your energy to as you move through your practice. So we'll start out with 10 breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, feeling the belly expand, chest expand. Exhaling through the nose, feel the navel moving toward the spine. Matching your inhale to exhale, 4 or 5 count inhale. 4 or 5 count exhale. And smoothing out that breath, feeling it like a wheel flowing all the way around through the top of the inhale and all the way around through the bottom of the exhale. Feel the energy in the body, the energy that you are pulsating with the inhale and the exhale. Couple more breaths. And I invite you, if you have a mantra that you're working with, to maybe repeat that silently to yourself on every exhale. And if you don't, then maybe make one up just for this practice, something that's about 4 or 5 counts long to say to yourself, and something that increases your energy. Even something like, I am fully alive. And so we will repeat that to ourselves as we move into a tabletop position. Fingers spread wide, middle fingers pointing toward the short edge of your mat, thumbs pointing toward each other. Lengthen through the crown, lengthen through the tail, gaze straight ahead. Inhale here. As you exhale, dropping back, hips to heels, chest to thighs, forehead down. Inhale, reverse it, rising up, lengthen, gaze straight ahead, and exhale back. Do 3 more breaths like this, just sort of waking up the body, flowing movement with breath. Movement is contained within the breath, so the breath starts and then the movement flows, and the breath continues a slight duration after the movement ends. 1 more breath like that, and then we'll come up to all fours, and we'll step our feet back, coming into a plank position, pressing into the heels. Again, spread the collarbones, lengthen through the crown, and as you exhale, shift the weight back, coming into downward facing dog. And we'll stay here for 5 breaths, rooting down through the hands, ball mounds of the index fingers, lengthening through the tail and keeping the head roughly in line with the arms. Maybe the legs have a little bend in the knees, maybe they're straight. Wherever you are here, staying with that even wheel of breath. Maybe 1 more breath here. And then on your inhale, we'll shift back to that plank pose and breathe here. Same thing. Nice even wheel of breath. And if this is a little too much effort for your body today, you can drop to the knees, keeping the upper body in the same position. So wherever you are here, a couple more breaths. Feeling that energy flowing into you with every breath. Feeling the navel moving in toward the spine with every exhale. Next exhale, we'll come back to down dog and breathe here. Four or 5 count inhale, 4 or 5 count exhale. Maybe repeating silently to yourself your mantra on every exhale. 1 more breath here, and then we'll inhale back to that plank and breathe here again. Again, coming to the knees if you like. Steadiness and ease in the physical body. Smooth, subtle breath. Couple more breaths here. And on an exhale, we'll press back to that down dog once again. Two more breaths here. And on your next exhale, step the feet up to the hands, come into a forward fold. And just bring hands to opposite elbows. Feel the weight of the upper body releasing toward the earth. Ground down through the feet. Lift the arches. And we'll rise back up, or rise up to standing. Coming into mountain pose. Lift all the toes, spread them wide, place them back down. So just noticing the energetic state of the body now. Kind of starting off our practice with an energizing flow there. And we'll continue that. So inhale the arms up as you bend the knees, coming into a chair pose. 1 breath here. And then exhale, forward fold, straighten the legs. Halfway lift, inhale, hands to shins, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, back to our plank. And lower down, either all the way or halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll bring that right leg high. And next exhale, bring the knee forward, stepping that foot up. Plant that back heel. And we'll come up into our warrior 1 and breathe here. Grounding down into the outside edge of that left foot. The shoulders drop away from the ears, back of the neck lengthen. Fingertips reaching strongly up. You can even gaze up through those fingertips if you like. Couple more breaths. And on your exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. Flowing back down. Whatever you like, either all the way or halfway. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. And then inhale that left leg high. Stepping that foot up. Plant the right heel. Arms come up. Warrior one on this side. Ground into outside edge of right foot. Drop shoulders. Gaze up if you like. Feeling that steadiness and ease in the lower half of the body. That lightness and lifting through the crown and the fingertips. Couple more breaths. And then exhale, plant hands. Back to plank. Back down. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Gazing straight between the fingertips or between the hands and then step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Sweep arms up. Back to our Utkatasana. We'll take a couple breaths here. And then inhale, straighten the legs. Find a little back bend. And then hands to heart. If you like, you can close your eyes for a moment here. Just again, feeling the energetic state of the body, maybe a little more energized yet. Notice how the breath is reflecting that energetic state. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat with the thumbs, with hands at heart center. Coming back to your mantra. I am alive with energy, or whatever your mantra is. Next exhale, drop the chin. Bend the knees, arms come up. We'll flow through that again. Exhale, hands through heart, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, plant hands, step to plank. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here in downward facing dog. Feeling a little more length through the tail. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, bring the knee forward, step it between the hands. Plant that left foot. Rise up, warrior one. Expansive inhale. And feel that exhale, navel moving in and grounding down through the feet. Gazing at an imaginary horizon in front of you. Feeling the energy in your body rising up. Couple more breaths here. Next exhale, plant hands, step back, plank. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Next inhale, left leg reaches. Step it between the hands. Plant the right foot. Warrior one. Gazing at that horizon or looking up through the fingertips. Maybe you can hear that Ujjayi pranayama, that whisper sound in the back of the throat with every inhale and every exhale. Couple more breaths here. And one more breath. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Lower down. Inhale. And back to down dog. Couple breaths. Gaze between the hands. Step back, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep arms up, Utkatasana. Couple breaths here. And then all the way up, find a little back bend and hands to heart. So now we're going to step the left foot back first. We'll go into a warrior two stance. So heel to arch alignment. Fairly wide stance. Bring the arms out. And actually, if you want, you can have your block for this. It's kind of fun. Just a nice little prop. You can have your block resting on one hand. And then we'll come down into our warrior two and then straighten back up. So exhale, bend that knee, coming down. Inhale, back up. And now the next time you bend the knee and come down, we'll stay and breathe here, feeling weight even between both feet, torso straight up and down. You know, you can kind of go a little side to side and then find that in between spot. Steadiness and ease. Maybe looking over that right arm, looking at the block if you have it in that hand. Even breath. Feeling the navel moving in with every exhale. And now we'll drop the left hand down and right arm comes up into a reverse warrior. I'm keeping the block in that hand and looking up at the block. Lengthening through the spine. Couple more breaths. And then we'll come all the way down. I'm going to bring the block to the floor inside of that foot and then drop my left hip, left arm up, and then reaching overhead. Maybe gazing up or down and breathing here. Smooth wheel of inhale and exhale. One more breath. And then we'll come back up. And now straighten that front leg. Spiral the thighs toward each other. Reach that right arm forward and left hip back, coming into triangle. So you can bring that block either in front of or behind that foot. And now lengthen through both sides of the rib cage, spiral the chest open, spiral the thighs toward each other, either gazing up or down or alternating the head with the breath. Two more breaths wherever you are here. And then we'll come back up. And we'll just switch sides. So turn the right foot in, left foot out. Setting up again for your warrior two stance. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Flowing with the breath. And then next exhale, we'll stay. Breathing here. Reach through fingertips. Expansive inhale. Full exhale. Repeating your mantra silently to yourself on every exhale. Your energizing phrase. One more breath here. And then we'll reverse. Bringing that left arm up and right hand down. Finding length in the spine, even breath. And then we'll come into our extended side angle. So dropping the block for the hand down. Right hip comes down. Spiral the chest open. You can start with right arm straight up and then reach it. Breathing here. Couple more breaths. Head can either look up or down. And then next inhale, we'll come back up to our warrior two and then straighten that front leg. And then set up for our triangle. If you need to shorten your stance a little for that, that's totally appropriate. So then reaching that left arm forward, bringing the block down either in front or behind that foot. Spiral the chest open, lengthen through both sides of the rib cage. Again, gazing up or down or alternating with the breath. One more breath like this. And then inhale back up. Release the arms. And we'll step to the front of our mat. You can bring the block down in front of you. We'll come to about the middle of the mat and hands to heart, come back to our Samasthiti and just close the eyes if you like. Smooth out the breath if it got a little rough there. Feel the energy rising from the feet all the way up through the crown of the head. Couple more breaths here. All right, and then if you like, you can open the eyes. Then we'll bring the hands down to the block so that the block is closer to the front of your mat and your feet are kind of toward the middle. And we're just going to lift that left leg and bring it straight back. So the hands are on the block, crown of the head is reaching forward, and hips are even. And now from here, we'll press into that left heel so that leg is reaching straight back, and we'll bring our right arm up. So opposite arm and leg are up, even breath. Couple more breaths here, feeling the strength in your leg, rooting into that right foot. And then exhale, we'll bring the hand and the foot down. And we'll switch sides. So right leg goes back, reaching into that heel. When you feel steadiness and ease here, left arm reaches forward, breathing here. Couple more breaths. Release the hand, release the foot. And we'll walk the feet out to outside edges of the mat. We can bring our block behind us and come down into a squat seated on our block. So just taking a little break here. And now from here, we're going to come on to the seat. Put the block between the knees and bring the heels close in. We're going to set up for our bridge pose. So we're just holding the block in the short width of it between the knees, just to keep it in place, just to keep the knees in good alignment. Heels where you could touch with your fingertips. And slowly press into the feet. Hips roll up. Coming all the way up, and then rolling back down. And we'll flow through this 5 times with the breath. Inhale, roll up. For our 5 count, inhale, exhale, roll down. 3 more breaths. Now on your next inhale, we'll stay up in that bridge pose. So once you get there, keeping the block where it is, walk the shoulders in, interlace fingers, feel yourself in this arch. And you can contemplate that the arch is one of the strongest structures in architecture. And feel your own strength, your own energy as you create this arch with your spine. Even breath. Press into the feet. Maybe relax the glutes ever so slightly. Four or five count inhale. 4 or 5 count exhale. Keep feeling the strength in the legs. A few more breaths. One more breath here. And as you exhale, untuck the shoulders and slowly roll down. You can move the block aside for now. Give the knees a little hug. We'll gently roll up to seated and come onto all fours. From here, we're going to step our right foot up to the outside of the right hand and maybe slide that left leg back a little, coming into what's called lizard pose or dragon pose. So our foot is on the outside of the hand. Our left foot is pointing straight back. And coming to that comfortable edge for you. From here, you may or may not want to come down to elbows if that's available. You might even want to walk that right foot forward a little. Give the head and neck a little release here. Coming into the breath. Notice what you can release, what you don't need to hold on to here, where you don't need to have any muscular effort. So you can allow that opening to happen a little bit more in the connective tissues of the hips, maybe even the back. Repeating your mantra on your exhale. Feeling that energy swirling through your body. Feel yourself alive with that energy. About 3 more breaths here. And now very slowly and with intention, we'll come back to hands if you've been on elbows. We'll bring that right foot back. Coming back to all fours and then sit back into a child's pose for just a breath or two. Let the head release onto the earth. And then gently come back up to all fours. Stepping that left foot out, up to the outside edge of that mat or outside of your left hand. Maybe that right leg goes back a little. Check to make sure that the foot is pointing straight back. Either staying here or down to elbows here. Again, releasing the head and neck and smoothing out the breath. Releasing what you can, letting go of muscular effort wherever you can. Feeling yourself alive with energy. At your comfortable edge of tension here. So without causing pain or strain, but feeling a pleasant opening in the connective tissues of the hips, the back. A few more breaths. And one more breath here, and then when you're ready, gently come back to hands if you've been on elbows. And bring that foot back. Again, pressing back into child's pose. Couple of breaths here. And then we'll gently lift the head and come back up to seated. Cross the ankles. And we're gonna stack the right knee on top of the left knee. So legs are crossed. Shins are coming out at about the same angle in the center. Feel yourself as even as you can on both sits bones. And now bring your arms behind your back, and if you can, bring hands to opposite elbows. Nice and tall through the spine, drop the chin, drop the shoulders. Feel that smooth wheel of breath. 4 or 5 count inhale and 4 or 5 count exhale. And if you can, and if you'd like, you might tilt forward. Keeping the hands behind the back. Dropping the chin toward the notch of the throat. As you breathe here. One more breath here. And slowly lift up if you've folded forward. Release the arms. And we'll switch the cross of the legs. So right knee on the bottom, left knee on top. Adjust. Get nice and tall. Again, bring the hands behind the back. Maybe you can switch the way your arms are crossed behind your back if you remember. Get nice and tall, smooth wheel of breath. The shoulders drop, the chin drop. And then if you like, fold forward. Couple more breaths. And I'll gently lift. Bring back up. And then we're going to adjust our legs to do a twist. So keep the left knee bent and on the bottom, and we'll bring the right foot to the outside of that thigh or knee. So getting up nice and tall again. And this time we're going to, if you want to have your block, you can have it on your outside your left hip. We're going to take our left arm, wrap it around the knee, staying tall, twisting at the navel to the right. Maybe you can bring that hand around to that block. Looking over that right shoulder. Feel the navel moving in with every exhale. Lengthening and getting taller on every inhale. Twisting a little more as you exhale. Two more breaths. Then gently turn your head to look over that left shoulder for just a breath or so. And we'll unwind. And we'll switch sides. Block can come to the outside of that right hip. Right knee is on the bottom. Left foot steps across, getting nice and tall. Left arm wraps around, twist at the navel, twisting to your left. Walk that left hand around, maybe it finds the block there. Staying nice and tall, even breath. Navel moves in, helping the breath out, helping you move into that twist. With every exhale. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll turn the head to look right. Just a breath or so, looking over that right shoulder. And unwind. And now we can straighten the legs coming into Dandasana. You might want to shake them out a little. Nice and tall in Dandasana. And again, bring the arms behind the back, hands at opposite elbows. Drop the chin, nice and tall. Press into the heels, legs are active. Finding that Ujjayi pranayama, that oceanic breath as you hear or feel that whisper sound in the back of the throat with the inhale and the exhale. Feeling your energy and your strength here. Getting a little taller on every inhale. Feeling that energy moving up through the crown of the head on the exhale. And now release the arms and bring them overhead. And we'll take this Udana Mudra, which is all the fingers except the pinky touch the thumb. So the pinky extends up, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the back of the neck long, and those pinkies are pointing straight up. So this moves the energy upward in the body. So with your breath, feeling that energy moving up from the earth, sending it all the way up through the spine, out through the crown of the head. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll bring our body forward, bringing hands to legs, feet, wherever they come. Lengthen through the back of the head. Get the spine nice and long. And if you want, you can bring a little bend to the knees here. So what we're doing here is we're lengthening through the lower back and through the whole back of the body. So not trying to extend the legs or fold too much. We're just trying to lengthen from tail to crown. So feeling that length on every inhale. Navel moving in on every exhale. A couple more breaths here. And then we'll gently lift back up. And now if you have a wall and you want to do legs up the wall, if your wall is handy, you can move to that. Otherwise, we'll just do a modified shoulder stand with a block. So if you have your block, you can come into your kind of your bridge pose and place the block under the sacrum so it supports you. And then moving into this modified shoulder stand. So legs are up and you're resting on that block. If you like, you can bring the arms to kind of cactus or goalpost arms with palms up, or you can leave them at your sides, palms down. So legs are fairly active. Feet are reaching toward the sky. Even breath. Your legs up the wall, same thing. Arms maybe like this, goalpost arms. Feel all that energy from your legs flowing down into the upper part of your body. Giving the blood a chance to sort of reverse its natural gravity for a while. Come back to that breath awareness. 4 or 5 count inhale, 4 or 5 count exhale. Feeling yourself alive with energy. Couple more breaths wherever you are here. And if you are on the block with legs up, you can bring your arms alongside your body, gently bend the knees, bring the feet back down, slide the block away. If your legs are up the wall, you can come back to your mat, and we'll move into our Shavasana position. So find yourself in your most comfortable Shavasana. If you want something under the knees, under the head, under the neck, make yourself as comfortable as you can. And once your body has arrived in that most comfortable position, a nice long exhale out the mouth. Sigh the breath out. Feel the weight of the body releasing into the earth. Feeling yourself being breathed through no effort of your own. Letting go of that physical body and feeling yourself as just that energetic state. Releasing any muscular effort in the toes, the tops of the feet, the soles of the feet, the ankles, the calves. Releasing any effort in the knees, the upper legs, pelvis, buttocks, hips. Releasing, soften the belly and the lower back. All the little muscles of the rib cage, front, back, sides, chest. Soften the armpits, the shoulders. Releasing any muscular effort in the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the hands and fingers. Feeling that deep release moving up the back of the neck, base of the throat. Unclench the teeth. Let the tongue flatten onto the floor of the mouth. Soften the little muscles of the cheeks, the ears, the temples, the eyes, forehead, and scalp. Allowing yourself to rest here in relaxed awareness, feeling yourself as energy. As you rest here in Shavasana, we'll read a little more from the Radiance Sutra. A little more about the entire universe as a magic show and yourself as that magician. This whole universe is magic, a vast arena of illusions put on for your entertainment. Matter and light are fountaining out of nothing. Whirling flames fill the sky. It is all a kind of juggling. The world we see is art, the most wonderful creation. Creativity is overflowing everywhere. Everything is moving, revolving. Every particle of existence is on the potter's wheel. When we meditate on this knowledge, joy arises spontaneously. Look up at the sky. Then look at astronomy images of the same stars. Modern science, particularly physics, astronomy, and astrophysics, has outdone stage magicians in revealing the universe as a magic show. Huge telescopes are orbiting the Earth, gathering light from thousands, millions, and billions of light years away. The images are beautiful beyond description and reveal outer space to be a great work of art. Awaken to your inner world as magic. Our senses receive the energies streaming in from the world and arrange them onto the canvas of our perception. As you meditate, consider all thoughts, emotions, and sensuous impressions as your personal form of magic show. Now I invite you to gently bring some movement back to the body, maybe the hands and feet, the little muscles first. Eventually waking up the arms and legs, maybe stretching the body long, big inhale. And when you're ready, give the knees a hug. You could roll to one side, fetal position for a couple breaths. And gently make your way, without disturbing yourself too much, back to a comfortable seat. We're going to close with a breathing practice that is energizing as well. And this seat is hero's pose. So you're sitting back on your heels, or if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can sit on your block. Palms on your thighs. And this is called lion breath. And this summons courage and strength. So close your eyes, focusing on the third eye center. And a deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, open your mouth wide, stretch out your tongue toward your chin, and loudly exhale. And then inhale nose. Exhale. Couple more. And then return to normal breath. Feel the energy that created in your body, in your awareness, resting there in that energized state. Closing with a poem from Wendell Berry, The Seeds. The seeds begin abstract at their species, remote as the name on the sack they are carried home in. Fayette Seed Company, corner of Vine and Rose. But the sower going forth to sow sets foot into time to come. The seeds falling on his own place. He has prepared a way for his life to come to him, if it will. Like a tree, he has given roots to the earth and stands free. So again, bringing your awareness to what is it you are giving energy to? What seeds are you planting? Sending your energy forth through those seeds. We'll bring the arms overhead, big inhale. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. And feeling that divine energy, that divine awareness of yourself as the divine magician. Namaste. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and thank you for joining me today.